Samurai Sam has asked us to rank all 44 of the Overwatch heroes, including Wu Yang. There are 44 of them, so we're not going to make multiple tier lists, but I am going to consider multiple things. How fun is this person? How fun is this character to play? Is going to be a consideration. Probably the biggest consideration is how fun is the character to play. The second biggest consideration is going to be how fun is the character to face. Like when I see an enemy playing this character, how annoyed am I? And then the third one is just what is their vibe? What are they like as a character? How do they interact? Do I jive with them? Do they inspire the usage perhaps of this little drop right here? All manner of things are going to come into consideration, and we shall go in what at a glance appears to be alphabetical order, starting with Ana. Ana is a support sniper. She has a cool little debuffing grenade that turns enemies purple, and when they're purple, they can't be healed, which is excellent. She has a sleep dart. She's a ton of fun to play. In theory, in practice, I fucking suck as Ana. That's going to be the case for a lot of these, by the way. I am by no means good at Overwatch, but, you know, I'm reasonably okay at some heroes, and Ana falls into that big bucket of heroes where, like, I understand how you're supposed to play Ana, but I lack the skill to properly play Ana. Ana is, man, I wanted to say a low A-tier hero. There are 44 heroes, and if Ana's in A tier, yeah, Ana's probably something like my 19th favorite hero, which pretty definitionally, I guess, makes her a B tier hero, but like a good B tier hero. Ashe is going in the S tier right the fuck now, and the reasons for that are several-fold. One, she fucking rules, especially Stadium Ashe. Oh, Stadium Ashe, a character after my own heart. Ashe is a long-range shooter, just like Ana, doesn't have a scope, but does do the whole, train your shot and fire one at a time and try to click on skulls type thing. But in Stadium, Ashe has her dynamite ability, and it just goes insane. She sprouts it off with 3 of them. She gets her ultimate. By the way, her ultimate is a giant attack robot. That's excellent. Ashe is excellent. Ashe is voiced by Jennifer Hale, who does an excellent thing. True story about Ashe as a character. And if you're familiar with Overwatch, you know this already. But Ashe exists because of a short they did. They do these little promotional short movies, I guess. Tiny little short animated films. I say films, but like they make cutscenes. They do cartoons. I don't know what you call them, but they made a short about Cassidy. It was all about Cassidy. It was like Cassidy's backstory. Here's how Cassidy got to be where Cassidy is today. It was supposed to just get Cassidy over. And then, well, what happened was part of Cassidy's backstory is that he ran in this game with this chick called Ashe, and she was his boss, and he rebelled against the gang. Everybody liked Ashe so much that they were like, oh, everybody likes this chick. Why don't we just have her be in the game? And it turned out that Ashe wound up being in the game. Now, they did get Jennifer Hale to voice Ashe right off the bat, which, I don't know if they necessarily wanted Ashe to be a one-shot character when they cast Jennifer Hale, but, the point is Ashe is great. Ashe is excellent. Ashe inspires the use of this drop. Ashe is an S tier hero. Baptiste is a perfectly fine support who's kind of like Ana, and I'm not really good with him. I like Baptiste mechanically fine. Like, in theory, he should be, a healer who does a little bit more damage than most supports. Like, he's got an actually useful physical weapon, so he's going to put out more damage than a Lucio or a Mercy, and he's still got, like, a healing aura and health grenades and all of that, and he kind of, like, aspires to be the best of both worlds. He doesn't actually do, at least in my hands, he doesn't do either of those very particularly well. I don't really ever fear a Baptiste, which is, again, I don't play well as Baptiste, and he's fine. He exists. If you're playing Baptiste, you need to be doing something else more often than not. Like, if you're playing Batiste because you want to kill people with your machine gun, you should just be playing Soldier. And if you're playing Batiste because you just want to run around and passively heal people, you should just be playing Lucio. And if you're playing Batiste because you want to run around and actively heal people while doing damage, you should just be playing Moira. And if you're playing Batiste because all you want to do in life is be a healer who occasionally buffs your team to kill the enemies, you should just be playing Mercy. Batiste, you should just be playing someone else. Bastion! All right, Bastion is a ton of fun to play. He's a very cool, fun little robot. He turns into a death turret, and he goes, and he just spins up like a death chainsaw that shoots bullets, also known as a turret. Bastion, however, is going to get buffed. So, like, Bastion's a ton of fun to play. Bastion's cool. Bastion has fun mechanics. He's an interesting-ish character. I get he doesn't really have, like, he has his own self-contained universe of character, but I don't know enough about the lore to know how he interacts with anyone other than, he's an Omnic, so he's probably in a weird situationship with Ramatra and Zenyatta's his friend or something. I don't know. However, when the enemy team has a Bastion, that can be bad. A really good Bastion in the enemy's hands is bad for me and my health. So we're going to do that. Similarly, Brigitte. I'm no good with Brigitte. So, like, Brig is in theory fun-ish to play. She's sort of a melee Batiste, if you think about it, in that she's another support who's intended to do more damage. And in my hands, that doesn't ever work out. She just winds up not doing enough damage to justify the fact that she's not doing any healing. And in the enemy's hands, a good Brig is a real pain in the ass. So we're going to drop Brig down into the C tier. And I'm noticing as we go through here, let's add a row below here. This tier maker is very kind and generous to the friends at Blizzard and Overwatch and that sort of thing, in that it came pre-built without an F tier. And spoiler alert, we're going to need an F tier. We're going to need an F tier. I'm just going to rename this tier temporarily. This tier reserved for someone. I know exactly who's going in this tier, but we're not going to spoil that just yet. So that tier has been reserved for someone. It has not been reserved for Cassidy. Cassidy is a ton of fun. Lately, I've been playing Cassidy. Like, I always kind of in the back of my head during my first go-around when I played Overwatch for, like, good God, 5 years after it came out, I would every once in a while bust out a Cassidy and do terribly. And then lately, as I've gotten back into the game over the past 3 months or so, I've picked up Cass every now and then, and I'm actually hitting shots and clicking skulls for once. By clicking skulls, I mean hitting the R2 button when my crosshair is over a skull. But it's basically the same thing. You know what I mean. Cass is a ton of fun. Cass is really cool. He does lose points for initially being named after a dude who turned out to be a gigantic shithead. So that's unfortunate. But we'll put him at the top of B tier. That's fun. Fuck Doomfist. I like... Doomfist is one of those heroes. I mentioned when we were talking about Ana that there are a big old tier of like 15 to 20 heroes that I kind of know what they're supposed to do, and I'm sort of all right with them sometimes. That's not Doomfist. I don't understand Doomfist. The way he works doesn't make sense to me. And then when you put it all together with the fact that a good enemy Doomfist is one of those fuck your shit, ruin your life, not only am I going to dominate the game, I'm going to do so in a way that makes it actively unfun for you. I fucking hate Doomfist. I fucking hate Doomfist. And if not for the fact that I have already in my head mentally reserved the bottom tier for one particular character, Doomfist would be in the F tier. Actually, come to think of it, fuck that. We can do another row below. This shall be our F tier. This shall just be our base level normal FE tier here. What do we have? What are we doing with this? We're going to change the D tier to green, and then this new tier here, we're gonna have that be blue, and we're gonna call this just the F tier. It is the F tier. It is for Doomfist. Fuck Doomfist. F in this case is for fuck Doomfist, although there will be more F tier heroes. D.Va is another S tier hero. D.Va is excellent. D.Va is cool and fun, and I'm reasonably decent with her. An enemy D.Va is annoying as hell. When we discussed ultimates in Gimmimimim not too long ago, I talked about how D.Va's bomb is amazing. And in case you haven't noticed how this is shaking out so far, yes, indeed, a good ultimate is a very strong indicator of a good hero. Not perfect. There are plenty of heroes who have good ultimates that otherwise suck. I am looking at you, Doomfist. There are plenty of heroes who are going to be in the high tiers who have dog shit ultimates. We'll get to you, Widowmaker. It's not your time yet. That having been said, Diva's just incredible. She's a girl in a mech. Her mech is cute. She's cute. She has awesome skin. She has awesome powers. I'm reasonably fun with her. I like D.Va a lot. Next up is Echo. Echo is fine. I don't know. I'll have strong feelings about Echo. An enemy Echo is a weird thing to encounter because Echo's whole deal is, yeah, she runs around and she has like sticky, explodey grenade shots or whatever, and that's annoying. And she has like a beam laser that if she focuses right can absolutely melt you, and that can be frustrating to face. The big thing with Echo is that she turns into every other hero with her ultimate. So, like, if you have a D.Va on your team, the enemy Echo can just build up her ultimate and be like, hi, I'm D.Va now. And then the enemy team has, in addition to their tank, they have a D.Va, and that D.Va gets her ult super quickly. So, in about 15 seconds, now you have a D.Va bomb to contend with. It can be frustrating to face. It's not terribly fun for me to play because I'm not very good with it. We're going to put Echo at the top of C tier. That seems broadly fine. Genji. Genji's going to be carried by the character here because mechanically, I'm a dogshit Genji. Every once in a while, under very specific circumstances, Genji is one of those heroes that mechanically can do a certain thing very well. And that certain thing is counter Bastion. So if the enemy has a Bastion and you are in a game mode where you can switching to Genji is not the worst idea. However, Genji mains are horrendous people. And we're not really talking about the player base here, because listen, dude, the player base of Overwatch is awful. Just as a rule. Just as an absolute rule, interacting with any given Overwatch player is going to end poorly for you. Interacting with Genji mains specifically, bad choice. Not a choice I would recommend making. Instead, I would recommend putting Genji at the very top of C tier, just above Echo. I promise there are probably A tier heroes. I can think of a couple. A tier heroes here. All right, Hanzo. You know what? A tier hero. I wasn't thinking of Hanzo when I said there are definitely A tier heroes, but then I saw that Hanzo was up next. Hanzo is fun. He's a sniper. He's got a bow and arrow. He has cool powers. He can feel very, very powerful in your hands if you're doing well with him. He can be a nightmare to face if the enemy is doing well with him. He's cool, he's fun, he has nice skins, his ultimate is one of the better ultimates in the game. He's not the greatest guy in the world or nothing. Hanzo's an A-tier hero. Next up is Junker Queen, and I don't understand Junker Queen. Like, I don't have the same level of animosity for Junker Queen that I do for Doomfist, and that's probably going to be what's keeping her out of the F tier here. But, like, Junker Queen's another hero that mechanically I can never wrap my head around, and in an enemy's hands, more often than not, she's a problem, and that's just a bad combination. We're going to put Junker Queen in the D tier and swiftly move on to her devoted servant, I think. Like, I think Junker Queen is supposed to be the queen of whatever junkie cult Junk Rat is part of, so that's okay. Overwatch's depiction of Australia is weird, but, a video game's depiction of Australia being weird is probably the least surprising thing in the history of the world. Let's be honest with ourselves. A Junkrat is fun. He's not like amazing or anything, but he's good. He's enjoyable. An enemy Junkrat can be annoying until he gets his tire, in which case it's, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, we're all dead. Fuck, 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 fuck. I fucking hate Junkrat. Which, on the rare occasions when you are the one doing a good Junkrat tire, it all feels worthwhile. And then more often than not, it's the enemy Junkrat getting their tire, and that doesn't do terribly well for you. We're going to put Junkrat, I think, in the middle of B tier, just above Batiste. There we go. Kiriko is cute, and there are people who swear by her, and she's another one that I never really wrapped my head around. I think the first time I got out of Overwatch was right as Kiriko had just come out and was a thing for a little while, and I didn't really care for her, and now I'm back into the game, and I still don't really care for her, but there are people who swear by her and insist that she's good and fun. And listen, I generally like and trust those people. We'll put Kiriko in C tier. Kiriko's one where, like, if the enemy team has a Kiriko, it's something you should be aware of just because you should be aware of the enemy team. But who gives a fuck? Lucio goes in the S tier. Lucio is amazing. Lucio is, for the longest time, I was a Lucio one trick, and I was no good. I was not actually a capital G good Lucio, but he's a ton of fun. The thing with Lucio, and the reason I like Lucio, if you are alive, you're helping. You're keeping yourself alive. You're keeping your team alive. You're moving people around. You can do things just by being there. And a lot of the time, the only skill I have to contribute to an Overwatch team is being there. So Lucio is a ton of fun. He's got his passive healing, which you can, with certain abilities, bop that up. Bagunicorn just hopped in, says that if I put Ana in B tier, it is a trash list, and they are pulling their sub, and that is because Bagunicorn is an Ana main this week. But listen, Bagunicorn is a very, very good Ana. It's been a lot of fun to play with Bagunicorn when Bagunicorn is the one being the Ana. This is for me. This is my list. And for me, Ana's like, this isn't just how fun it is to play, but it's also how fun it is to play. And I'm not good with Ana. You know who I am good with is not Mei. Not at all Mei. I like Mei. Like May's fun. She's fun to interact with in like the hero screen or like the setup menu. She has good voice lines is what I'm getting at. She doesn't really do anything in the lore unless you get like brought into the deeper lore, which I don't know. Mechanically, May's fine. I like Mei. An enemy can be a real pain in the ass. Like there are times when Mei is tremendously awful to fight. And partly for that reason, we're going to bump Mei. I feel like top of C tier is a little mean to Mei, but also B tier was getting a little crowded. I don't know. We're going to revisit this at some point. This feels like one that I'm going to look at in 10 minutes and go, what the hell was I thinking? Mercy is an A tier hero, and the reason Mercy is only in the A tier, Mercy does one thing. Mercy heals. Mercy is here to heal people, and listen, she does have a pistol, and she does have a damage boost, and theoretically you can make like a battle Mercy build. Those are things that exist. Functionally, Mercy is a healer. And from my perspective, when the enemy has a Mercy, that means their tank is never dead, any hero who dies is being resurrected immediately, and you can't kill the Mercy because she's running around and flying. She's like a goddamn gnat, right? When I play Mercy, I have 100 hit points, I get killed in 2 shots, my tank whines because I'm not doing any healing, I look at the stats screen, and it's like, oh, Moira has 4,000 healing and 6,000 damage. Mercy has 2,500 healing and 50 damage. Why am I playing Mercy? Like, if I want to heal people and do no fucking damage, I'll just play Lucio. It's one of the problems with Lucio is that Lucio never does any fucking damage, but at least he actually heals people. And listen, Mercy does have the resurrect power, which is very good. It's a wonderful power, and in the right hands, a good Mercy is a tremendous asset to have. In the hands of the underscore Goog, it's hit or miss. Mercy's in B tier. I effing love Moira. I love Moira so fucking much. If this was purely a how fun is this character to play tier list, Moira would be an S tier hero, maybe even definitely above Diva and maybe even above Lucio. As an overall character, I feel like I have to bump her down to the A tier. Like, she's a horrible nightmare to face as an opponent. She's very, like, you can do so much good work for your team as Moira. There are rounds as Moira where, like, back in the day when they awarded medals for, like, the player with the most damage and the player with the most healing and the player with the most objective time, there would be rounds where I would get 5 gold medals, like a gold medal in every single category as Moira, by killing the most enemies, doing the most damage, having the most healing, staying on the objective the longest, and whatever the 5th one was. And that we would lose those rounds more often than not. So I don't know if that says anything about Moira or me or the game, but it's a thing that would happen. And I just feel like Moira's missing just that little extra something to nudge her up into S tier for me. I don't know. This is an arbitrary list that I'm going to revisit again in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, May's going to be in B tier and Moira's going to be in S tier. Maybe. I don't know. Next is Orisa. Orisa's a fun little tank. Listen, Sam, we're being ambitious with our time management here. Shut up. Orisa's a fun tank. I like Orisa. I feel like I've started every hero that I'm ranking low. I start this description with "I like this hero," and I like Orisa, but I was never any good with her, and the devs can't decide what she's supposed to be mechanically. She's one of those heroes that keeps getting new powers and then losing those powers. Yeah, no, not Doomfist. Fuck Doomfist. Fuck Doomfist. Hold on. Yeah, Orisa keeps getting new powers, and then the devs are like, wait, this isn't working. Let's try something else with her. And then she gets a new power, and the devs are like, oh, God, that's horrendously overpowered. Let's give her something else. And it's okay. Orisa's fine. She's got good, interesting lore, I guess. I don't know. We might need to rechristen the C tier, the heroes I would like more if I was good as tier, because honestly, like, the B and C tier are just heroes I would like more if I was good as, but Orisa is going right about there. That sounds right. Okay, as a character, like as a mechanical influence on the video game, I understand why Pharah exists. I accept that Pharah exists. It's a big, open, arena-based hero shooter. There should be people who do all sorts of things, right? You should have your little fast run around and shoot people like Lucio and Tracer, and you should have your stay in the back and snipe people like Widowmaker and Ashe and Ana, and you should have your get up in their face and whack them with a hammer like Torbjorn and Reinhardt, and you should have your fly around and chuck rockets at shit heroes like Pharah. With that having been said, fuck Pharah. Oh my God. Pharah is so annoying. Keep in mind that this is from an Ashe main who can't shoot. So, as a person who very regularly plays a character that should counter Pharah, who can't actually counter Pharah, anytime I run into an enemy Pharah, it's like, oh my God, we're going to die. And then, more often than not, we die. Because Pharah is very good, And very good Pharahs are the scariest thing in the world. You will die so many times from a rocket from a quadrillion miles away, and every once in a while you will get up in Pharah's face and you will think, now is the time that I shall defeat her, because she must be flimsy, having existed so far away and flinging rockets at her. With one good punch I shall, and then you die from a rocket to the face, because Pharah is not actually terribly flimsy. She just kills you. Now, in theory, if you're playing Pharah and the opposing team has a Widowmaker, a Soldier 76, an Ashe, a Cassidy, a Hanzo, even a very good Batiste, the correct play is to switch. Because if any of those long-rangey hit-scanny heroes are actually good at clicking on your skull, you're going to have a bad time. In theory, that's the case, but, I like Pharah. I wish I was better as Pharah. And for that reason, we're going to put Pharah in the tiers that are reserved for heroes that I sort of like, but wish I was better as. Pharah can be right above her mom. How about that? Oh, by the way, Pharah is Anna's daughter. There's a whole thing there. Reaper. Reaper is one of the iconic heroes of Overwatch. There are like a handful of original heroes from the game who you just think of when you think of Overwatch, and Reaper is one of them. He's tremendous. He's excellent. I'm pretty good with him. There's a lot of fan interest in Reaper. I think if you have an Overwatch character tier list that doesn't have Reaper in the S or A tiers, you're not taking the assignment very seriously. And I intend to take this assignment fairly seriously. So we're putting Reaper in the S tier. And now for a hot take, we're also putting Reinhardt in the S tier. Reinhardt is awesome. Reinhardt rules. Reinhardt is not quite on the same level of just iconicness, if you will, of Reaper, but he's another OG cast member. He's another one who defines the niche in the way that Pharah does, in the way that Soldier did, in the way that Reaper does to a little bit. Reinhardt defines the I am a big tank, I am going to get up in your face and smush you gimmick, I guess, for lack of a better term. I sort of feel like, especially early on in the game, and this isn't so much the case, but especially early in the game, they had a few prototypical heroes for certain categories, right? Like Soldier 76 is the prototypical damage hero. And every hero that is in that category looks at Soldier 76 and says, what can I do that's like him but different? You're like this but different. Reinhardt is the definitional tank. Reinhardt is the tank in Overwatch. Every tank defines itself in how they are different from Reinhardt. Most of them rule significantly less than Reinhardt. Reinhardt is awesome. He has a big fuck off shield. He has a hammer. He has a German accent. He's excellent. I fucking love Reinhardt. And he's got some cool stadium powers. Reinhardt goes in the S tier. Hot take, fuck you. Speaking of tanks that define themselves by how they are different from Reinhardt, Roadhog is different from Reinhardt in that Roadhog sucks. I hate Roadhog. He's bad. He's another one of those heroes that the devs keep giving new powers because they keep breaking him and they make him ridiculous. And recently, this is a true fact, Roadhog had developed a pattern where every Roadhog player would play Roadhog the same way. You chuck your chain out, you grab someone by the neck, you yoink them into you, and you shoot them in the face with your shotgun. And the devs were like, we want to introduce a little bit of variety. We want to have multiple ways for people to play the heroes. Let's give Roadhog a new power. So they gave Roadhog a trap, which meant that now every Roadhog player would just throw out their trap and then chuck their chain and then yoink someone in to their trap and then shoot them in the face with their shotgun, if they didn't just die from the chain or the trap. Yeah, they realized that sucked, and then they took away the trap. So that's good. But, eventually they'll realize that Roadhog sucks, and they'll take away Roadhog, and that'll be better. Until then, we have Roadhog. That's fine. Sigma! Sigma is fine. I don't have strong feelings about Sigma. My friend Izzy, our good friend Izzy Soros, who you see in the channel every now and then, Izzy loves playing Sigma. Sigma is one of Izzy's main. I think Sigma is Izzy's go-to tank, at least, maybe just go-to overall. Yeah, Izzy fucking loves Sigma. If Izzy was here, she would be chewing my ear off about how great Sigma is. And Izzy isn't here. Sigma is fine. His ult is okay. A good enemy Sigma is annoying. Very often you'll run into an enemy Sigma who's not terribly good, and it's just, okay, that's their tank. We have to deal with that in the way we would deal with a tank. Okay. I think I like Orisa a little bit more than Sigma. We're going to do this for now. Sojourn is like Soldier 76, except she's a little more slidey, and she shoots a slightly different way, and she has one different power. She's basically a slightly fancier Soldier 76. She's good. I like her. I'm not very good with her. This tier right here, this B tier, is the tier of she's good. I like her. I'm not very good with her. Aside from all of the characters in this tier that don't use the she, here pronouns. I don't want to misgender you, Cassidy. Enough people dead name you as it is. We don't want to get anything worse with that. You're going to go Sojourn right about there? How do I feel about that? Do I like that? I think I like that more because Junkrat has... Junkrat has one thing that Sojourn lacks, which is personality. Yeah. Memorability. Interestingness. Actually, the more I talk myself into this, the more I think Sojourn's in C tier and May's in B tier. And hey, look at that, May's in B tier. Soldier 76, like we just talked about Soldier when we were talking about Reinhardt. Soldier is the damage hero. Soldier is the guy you get in the tutorial because he is the most bog standard dude mechanically. He shoots a gun, he has a grenade, he has an ability to heal himself. You can make him run fast. That's like 3 or 4 things, but every other Overwatch hero is more complicated than Soldier 76, with the possible exception of Widowmaker. I think even maybe Widowmaker is a little bit more complicated than Soldier if you want to play her well. Soldier is great. Every video game needs one and exactly... Every video game like Overwatch, at least, needs one and exactly one Soldier 76. Soldier 76 is the Soldier 76 of Overwatch. He's an A-tier hero. Man, I fucking hate Sombra. God, I hate Sombra. Oh. Okay, if this tier list was just how much do I like playing this hero, Sombra's an F-tier hero. I fucking hate playing Sombra. I suck as Sombra. If this tier list was just how much do I like facing this hero, Sombra would still be an F-tier hero, because while Sombra is squishy and easily killed when cornered, she's fucking impossible to corner and is also capable of putting out a quadrillion damage in a second while you're hacked and can't do anything. Anyway, if this was just a how is this character as a person tier list, I don't know that much about Sombra, but what I do know I find annoying. She'd probably be in like C tier. So, like, by the 3 major criteria, F tier, and C tier, yeah, Sombra's a D tier hero. I fucking hate Sombra. I'm sure Sombra's, like, fine and good, and I guess mechanically relevant. I guess you need... I don't even agree with the idea that you need a Sombra. I hate Sombra. F Sombra. There's a reason there's a reason that Sombra gets banned all the time when you can ban heroes in competitive mode, and... it's at least partly that she's mechanically annoying. The heroes who get banned all the time in competitive mode with hero bans are Sombra and Doomfist and Symmetra and Widowmaker, and that's about it. Oh, and Orisa and Winston. And, well... listen, sometimes Zarya gets banned, so it's only mostly non-mechanical reasons that you think maybe those characters are the ones getting banned, but also, what are the reasons the characters like that are the ones getting these weird, non-straightforward, hinky-jinky mechanics? Smarter, less pale people than me should probably articulate this thought better, But anyway, Symmetra's fun. Like, I understand that Symmetra is horrendously annoying to face, and listen, I fucking hate facing a good Symmetra. I also love playing a good Symmetra. I think every game like Overwatch needs at least one hero like Symmetra who approaches things so completely differently and has such a high delta in quality. Like, if you have a good Symmetra on your team, you don't have to do anything. You can just kick back and relax, and you've won the game. If you have a bad Symmetra on your team who refuses to stop playing Symmetra, you're in for a bad time. And the inverse is true on the enemy team. If the enemy has a bad Symmetra, that's a free kill. You're playing 5-on-4. If the enemy has a good Symmetra, oh buddy, it's not gonna be fun. Oh buddy, is it not gonna be fun. We're gonna put Symmetra at the tippity top of C tier for now, mostly because I know I like Symmetra more than Sojourn. Actually, hold on. I know I like Genji and Orisa more than... Okay, Sojourn's free fall stops there. Probably. Torbjorn is really fun. He's like cute. He does turrets. He whacks them with hammers. He's Swedish, I think. Yeah, he's Swedish. He's fine. Mechanically, I don't love playing Torbjorn. I like playing Torb when I'm good with Torb. The problem is I'm bad with Torb very frequently, and he's one of those heroes who's very situational. Like, you should only really be playing Torbjorn like a third of the time he's even available to you, because there are often times where, like, if you're trying to get into a thing, you don't really want to have too many turrets, but, you know, once you have the point, maybe? I don't know. Torbjorn is fine. Yeah, we're going to put Torbjorn here. It makes sense that the bell curve is widening here in the B and C tiers, even if I feel bad about it. Hey, here's another, like, okay, I mentioned iconic heroes of Overwatch when we were talking about Reaper. Tracer is the fucking mascot of the video game. So, of course, Tracer gets bonus points for that. She loses bonus points very quickly for the fact that I suck with her, and that everyone else who plays Tracer is fucking amazing with her. I don't understand what it is about Tracer specifically, but God, every enemy team that has a Tracer has the best Tracer in the world, and the best Tracer in the world will zoop into your backline, shoot 20 shots into your skull, and then rewind time to make it like she was never there, except your skull is still bleeding. So yeah. You know, Reaper, iconic, great hero of Overwatch. Fucking love him as a character. S tier easily. Tracer, iconic hero of Overwatch. Good, interesting character. Cannot think of the game without her being in it. Gets bopped down to like high B tier simply because of how fucking annoying she is to face. Hi, Widowmaker. Every game like Overwatch needs a Widowmaker. Widowmaker is the sniper in the way that, you know, Soldier's the attack and Reinhardt's the tank. Widowmaker's just the sniper. She stays a million miles away. She has a sniper rifle. If she clicks you in the skull, you're dead. If your team has a good Widowmaker, that's great. Congratulations, you've won the video game. If your team has a bad Widowmaker who won't get off of Widowmaker, you're going to have a bad time. The _Goog is a bad Widowmaker. I feel like we saw that coming. Oh, also, of course, Winston! Man, I hate Winston. Oh my God. Stadium has made me hate Winston more than I already hated Winston, and I already fucking hated Winston. A good enemy Winston is one of the worst things you can encounter in this world. No, Sam. It's a good idea, though. It's a good thought, but no. In the land of Overwatch, Widow is a non-gendered term, apparently, because she is non-discriminatory in whose skull she will fucking gank. Winston. Man, I hate Winston. I hate facing Winston. Like, as a character, if this was just mechanics, if this was pure unadulterated mechanics, Winston would be in the F tier because I'm garbage with Winston and I hate facing Winston because enemy teams are better with Winston. I play heroes who can't 1v1 anyone but specifically Winston, and I keep facing Winston. I can't help but love the guy. He's just a big monkey, and he likes his bananas, and he's a scientist, and he's actually not a monkey, he's an ape, but still. Winston's gonna hang on by his large primate fingertips to the very depths of C tier and go no further than that, simply because of how adorable he is. I want to feed him a banana and then shoot him in the face. Hello, Hammett. Oh, Wrecking Ball is very cute. Wrecking Ball is good fun, and every once in a great while in Mystery Heroes, I'll be given Wrecking Ball and I'll actually do something with him, and those are fun times. Other times, not so much. I'm not actually good with Wrecking Ball. I don't understand where he fits into the lore at all. He's just Winston's buddy, basically. Hi, Jeebus, we're ranking Overwatch heroes. I don't know, man. It feels mean to put Wrecking Ball in the D tier, but also, somebody's got to go there. That's fine. Hi, Zarya. Zarya rules. Zarya's an awesome character. She's cool. She's fun. She's buff. She murderizes fuckers. The problem is most of the fuckers she murderizes are me, because I am, wait for it, a bad Zarya. We're putting Zarya at the very bottom of A tier as we try to step on the gas here just a tiny little bit. Sam remembers when Wrecking Ball came out, despite not having ever played Overwatch, you were very amused by the concept of a hamster in a ball murdering people. It's a very fun concept. You got a hamster, he's in his ball, he murders people. What more could you possibly want? Other than, a good, interesting, fun hero. Like Zenyatta, a good, interesting, fun hero. 40% of the time. I'm sure Zenyatta is very important to, the lore of Overwatch. I don't know that or care much about. I know enough about the lore to know that Zenyatta is very important to it. There was a whole war against robots and whether or not they can be people or not, and the jury's still out on that. I think popular opinion has swayed toward, yeah, sure, Omnix can have rights, I guess, mostly because Torbjorn now has a voice line that says, "Oh, I can't believe I used to be against Omnix having rights. Did you know that people from Sweden sound like Count Von Count from Sesame Street? That's a true fact. That is a true and actual fact. Zenyatta is cool and fun and good, unless he's in the hands of, say, the _Goog. But listen, we can't wholly penalize him for that. I like him more than Kiriko or Sigma. Keep going up. Okay, I think you'll settle into the high middle of C tier there, Zen boy. Oh, Ramatra. Ramatra is very fun. He might be my favorite new tank. Apparently, the Lo-Fi Beats game Goog was playing a while back is on this next itch.io bundle. Lo-Fi Beats game. Spirit Swap? You mean Spirit Swap. Lo-Fi Beats to chill and match squares to. Yes! Yes! Spirit Swap, excellent video game. Palestine bundle on itch.io, excellent cause. Do it! Do it! Ramatra, excellent hero. I think important to the lore because he has a bunch of voice lines with Zenyatta, but also he's pretty new, so I don't know, man. We're going to say that Rambo goes right about there? Is that too high? I mean, an enemy Ramatra is a real pain in the ass. On the other hand, I'm so much better with Ramatra than I am with, say, Zarya or Widowmaker. Yeah, we're going to do that. I think that's fun. Lifeweaver is one of the newer heroes. I haven't really done anything with him. I think maybe he was just in development or something when I dipped out of the game the first time, and now I'm back and he's there and a thing that exists, and it's like, okay, all right, you have a tree. That's cool. You do a platform that doesn't appear to do anything. Well, it does things. It lifts guys, but I don't know. I've never seen a properly deployed Lifeweaver platform. Every once in a while, an enemy Lifeweaver platform will help me out, and that's nice and fun. I like Lifeweaver enough. He's got a yoink, which is fun. You can pull your team out of trouble. I don't have anything particularly against him. I also just don't care about him, at all. So I think we're going to slot him right in here between Kiriko and Echo and revisit that in a moment. Hi, Ilari! Man, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm sure you're good and fun. I can't think of a single voice line I've ever heard Ilari say. I'm mechanically dog shit at her. Her ult is really good in the hands of an enemy, and yeah, I don't care about Ilari at all, friend. Enjoy D tier, I guess. We might see you in. Listen, Ilari's got like a healing pylon, which is cool. She can kind of be like Lucio in that sense. And like, if you're alive, you're helping, which is good. But it doesn't sing to me in the way that Lucio sings to me. Speaking of not singing to me, what can I say except you're obviously modeled on The Rock, Maga. Yeah, you're a big charge-in tank who shoots fiery machine guns and is one of those heroes who's incredibly scary if the enemy team has a good one, and if your team has the underscore Goog one, you must not be taking this game seriously, because I know enough about myself playing Maga to know that I would never play Maga in a sense that mattered or that I cared about winning. So, I was going to look at B tier, and then I saw, oh God, there are so many heroes here that I like more than Maga. And now I'm looking at C tier, and it's like, oh God, there are so many heroes here that I like more than Maga. Like, fucking Winston is right there. I love Winston compared to Maga. Hi there, D tier. How do you feel about the D tier? Down at the, that doesn't help him. That certainly doesn't help him. I don't know. I feel like I like Maga less than fucking everybody in D tier. Enjoy not being in D tier, Maga. Hey, here's Juno. Juno's really cool and fun. Juno's cute. I fucking suck as Juno and I don't even care. Every once in a while you do something cool as Juno and it's amazing. You can speed boost your team and you can heal, and she's cute and she went to space or something. I don't know. Juno can be high C tier. Fuck Hazard, man. I don't give two effing shits about Hazard. They've done a very bad job making me interested in him as a character. 2, enemy teams are fucking murder monsters as Hazard. He'll wreck your shit 1,000 ways from Sunday. And 3, one of the 1,000 ways from Sunday that he won't wreck your shit is if he's in the hands of the underscore Goog. It's a terrible combination and a terrible character. Freya is a ton of fun. I like Freya a lot. I like the concept of Freya a lot. She's kind of like a mix of a little bit of Ashe, a little bit of Widowmaker, a little bit of Sojourn, and therefore she's all like a little bit of Soldier 76. By this, you've probably gathered that she's a damage hero. And obviously, like, she has a crossbow, so she's a little bit Hanzo. She's a little bit country. She's a little bit rock and roll. She's a lot of bit. There's so much to like here, and also she's horrendously scary in the hands of the enemy and dog shit terrible in the hands of the Goog. So very low B tier for Freya? That sounds about right. Wu Yang just came out like a week ago. He does water stuff. He's a healer, sort of. I think he's going to wind up being annoying, but right now I don't get it. We're going to toss him in the in the D tier, and it's going to be fine. Here, you can be at the very top of D tier. People are pronouncing that wrong for the most part. I think it's technically I think it's supposed to be pronounced Maunga. Is that? It's not. No, it's not. It's Mauga. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. Maybe that's right. I thought there was an N in there somewhere in the pronunciation, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. If you haven't figured it out yet, the final tier here was indeed reserved for Venture, because oh my fucking god, fuck Venture. Oh my fucking god, fuck Venture. All right. I want to paint you a picture. Imagine a hero who, anytime they're in your hands, you die. You look at the enemy, you study your powers, you think, oh, I can use this power to do this thing, and maybe if I do that right, then I can get damage in by doing this, and I can kill people, and I can escape, and I can help my team, and we can win. And then you go out, and you try to do those things, and you die. You fail, and you die, and you lose, and you suck, and you feel bad. So that's a problem. I now want you to imagine a hero who is literally unshootable half the time because they're functionally not on the map. And then when they are on the map, they can just charge straight into you and murder you by ripping your guts out. or they can kill you by shooting the ground around you because they don't care about accuracy. Headshots, apparently, are bad for this enemy hero. They succeed by shooting the dirt. Imagine those two things in the most boring ass package that has absolutely no personality or interestingness or anything whatsoever, because they come off as the most hyper sanitized, corporately tweaked, absolute pretty perfect depiction of a non-binary person in the history of the world, to where there is nothing for anyone to latch onto with them as a character other than the fact that they are non-binary, which creates obviously the most polarized reaction possible, including making them a target of the dirt worst players. Did I mention that your player base is the player base of Overwatch? Okay? So I want you to imagine all of those things. A character that is dog shit that you cannot do anything with ever. A character that is fucking unstoppable, that the enemy team will wreck you to death with no matter what, because you literally can't shoot them and they don't have to shoot you. And a deeply, soullessly boring character that no person capable of complex thought could latch anything onto ever. All in one. Venture. I fucking hate Venture. So now let's look at this tier list, because I'm sure I've got some of these things wrong. The oh my fucking god fuck Venture tier is perfect. It shall remain unchanged. I fucking hate Venture. Our F tier consists of Roadhog and Doomfist and Hazard. And man, seeing him in a group with Doomfist and Hazard makes me think that I've done Roadhog just a little bit dirty, but only just a little bit. He can be at the top of F tier. It's fine. The D tier. Doomfist more. Yeah, F tier is perfectly aligned. This is totally fine. D tier has Illari and Wu Yang. These two are both new. I feel kind of bad putting them in D tier, but only kind of bad. Looking at this, it feels like a long time since Overwatch put out an interesting person as a character. I guess Freya. Freya's kind of interesting. Okay, Wrecking Ball is too low here. You can go back up to the top of D tier. Do I bump you up to C? Are you a C tier hero, buddy? I think you might be a very bottom of C tier. We'll revisit that when we get to C tier. Sombra over Junker Queen feels about right. Junker Queen over Maga, yeah. It's not an N, but it sounds like an N. It's a feature of the Samoan language, which makes sense because he's from, wait for it, would you believe, manga is from Samoa. But right now he's from the very bottom of D tier, and this is fine. All right. Here is our hefty C tier. Let us revisit this. Symmetra over Genji? No. Symmetra over Zenyatta? No. Symmetra over Juno? Yes. Juno over Orisa? No. Juno over Sojourn? Yes. Sojourn over Sigma? Yes. Sigma over Kiriko? Yes. Kiriko over any of these? No. Kiriko over Lifeweaver? No. Kiriko over Echo? Yes. Echo over Brigitte? No. Echo over Winston? No. I don't think so. Echo over Wrecking Ball? Yeah, it sounds about right. Wrecking Ball at the bottom of C instead of the top of D? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That feels okay. I don't hate that. All right, our B tier. Cassidy over Tracer, definitely. Tracer over Bastion? No, I don't think so. Tracer over Pharah? Hard no. Tracer over Ana? Oh no, Tracer's falling. Oh no, Tracer's falling. Oh, Tracer stopped falling, actually. Oh hey, May's rising. Oh hey, May's rising. Hey, you remember when I put May in C tier? Now May has settled in nicely in the very middle of B tier. Good job, May. You've done well for yourself. Oh no, Batiste is falling. Oh no, Batiste. Batiste in B? Does Batiste drop to the top of C? I think I like Genji more than Batiste, actually, but that's an argument to put Genji in the bottom of B tier, if anything else. All right, we're going to swap Batiste and Zenyatta, and then I'm going to stop fiddling. Obviously, tiers are not absolutes here, but this feels a little bit better. This feels a little bit better than what it had been previously. Our A tier has Moira. I like that. Hanzo is probably a little bit overrated here, honestly. Oh, you want to talk about overrated? I put Zarya in the A tier? I put Zarya in the A tier? Hold on. All right, if Zarya is an A tier hero, then Cassidy's definitely an A tier hero. I don't feel good about having put Zarya in the A tier. I'm sorry. We're going to drop this right here. We'll keep Pharah and her mom together. Zarya can drop to the second slot of B tier. That's fine. Cass is going to move up. He does lose points for the whole McCree of it all, but yeah, okay. We'll put Soldier and Ramatra, but you'll be at the very bottom of A tier, but you are an A tier hero, bud. Hanzo, Mercy. Let's drop Mercy a little bit. Yeah, I think this is basically fine. This S tier is perfect. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to change anything about it. Hold on. I saw a thing in OBS and I thought I had screwed up the window and I want to do my silly pose again. This is an Overwatch character tier list. It is perfect and flawless and scientifically reasoned, and you can argue with none of my logic. I defy you to do otherwise. Do it in the comments. Engagement, clickbait, number go up, brain feel better. You know the deal. Thank you for watching. Yeah, this is a video. Bye. Again, you don't need the focus for this shit. There's a very obvious cart path right here. Aloy's not special. Everyone else is just stupid. Also, Aloy's kind of special, but everyone else is stupid.